Hello everyone, hopefully you're doing well. In this video, we're going to learn how to construct box plot using Excel. But before we do that, we need to learn how to find the mean, median, mode. We can start by making a list. I'm going to show you different ways of doing it. First of all, let's do it manually in Excel. If you want to find the mean, we can type mean, median, mode, range, variance. Variance, standard deviation, standard deviation. We can do the quartiles like first quartiles, first quartile, second quartile, um, third quartile. Let's go for the minimum of the data, the smallest data in the data set, the maximum, the largest data in the data set. So we're gonna do it kind of manually without using the tools pack. And for now, you really need to remember a few of the formulas. Like if you hit data, for example, or formulas, you would see like insert functions that you can click on insert functions. But for now, we're not gonna do that for. Uh, Knowing in Excel, everything has a formula if you want to. But remember, we have these three. We call them, those are the measures of the center. Remember, these are the measures of the center. We call these measures of the center because we covered this one already and you should know it. So we call these measures of the center. We call these measures of variation, range. Those are measures of variation. And we call these measures of, you know, two different ways to call it. Most of all, we call it measures of positions. All right. So we can call it measures of position, also measures of relative standing. So that's a different ones. Okay, so let's call this like this. All right. So remember, if we as we said, so that's measures of the center that all right. So we said this measures of the center. If I copy this and put it here, I can say measures of variation. Or if I put it down here, we can call it measures of positions, right? So we have these three measures of position. So when they ask you to find these three, you can use Excel to find them. So there is a formula for each of these. So let's suppose I can even, put the grill over there. And if we're looking for the mean is like average. If you hit equals, you can say average and then hit average and you see a number, you need to put the range. All I can do is select the first one and drag down to cells 26 and I select the whole data set, hit the parentheses, enter. That would be the mean. And if I want to find the median, equal sign, and I said type median, you see here again, and I put the data range, which is 39 to 200, and close the parentheses. That this is it. If I want to find the mode, I will do the same equal sign mode. Okay, we're gonna have a mode. I would say single or equal. So I'll take all of them and hit equal sign, and that will be the mode. That's the data that is repeated the most. If I want to know the range, now remember range is maximum minus the minimum. So what I can do, I can take the maximum, I select, close the parenthesis, minus the mean, min, and I hit the first one in the formula drop box and I select my data set range. Enter, you see maximum minus minimum. It's give me the range. The variance. Now, looking at the variance, I need to choose. Am I dealing with a sample or am I dealing with you know, um, a sample or a population? If I'm doing, I would consider this one as a sample, right? So if I said this is a sample, then I should say val.s for sample. Then I select my data set and close parentheses. That would be my variance. The standard deviation, the most important part, the variance is not really meaningful. If I said standard deviation, okay, but again, stdv.s, that's the one I will take, the third one, because I'm dealing with a sample. If it was population, I would say dot .p and close the parentheses, and that's what I have. The quartiles, again, the measures of positions, we said we need the quartiles that we call the five number summary. The five number summaries are first quartile, second quartile, third quartile, and the maximum. So for now, I can add anything I want here. So the quartiles, I can hit quartiles and take the first one if I want to, and I take the whole data set. Now, after I pick up the array with a comma, I need to say which quartiles I want to do. Do I do first quartile, second quartile, or third quartile? Remember, first quartile is at 25% of the data. Second quartile is at 50% of the data. Third quartile is at 75% of the data. Then what I would do, I put one because I want to find the first one. Enter. Second quartiles, I put quartiles again and hit the first one. Okay. So remember, I take quartiles and I hit the first one. Get the data set all together. And because I'm doing second quartile, I put number two and enter. Then what will be the third quartiles? Remember, if you forget how to do it manually, I strongly advise you to watch videos on section 3.3. Very important. Now, we need to take the same data set, comma, and we do third quartiles. Now, maximum, minimum, two ways to find maximum, minimum. I can just hit minimum, select the whole data set, close the parentheses, and for the maximum, remember the largest data in the data set, we take max, equal sign, of course, don't forget your equal sign, select the data set, close parentheses, and you hit, that's the maximum. But if you want to, you can just select your data and go in data and you sort your data from the smallest to the largest. So if we go like this, of course, we can say expand, continue the current selections. No, we said this is it. Nope, hold on. We said sort. Smallest to the largest. Voila. So we can reorder our data from the smallest to the largest. You see the minimum is 39 and the maximum is 2,500. Now, this is how we proceed to do this one manually. We do it manually, that's how we do it manually. But can we, there are different ways we can just go ahead and do it without typing the formulas. We can try that. Okay. So what I can show you how to do, because next question they ask us in this is, after the quartiles, identify any outliers, find the five number summary. So if you want to find the five number summary, remember that if I hit five number summary, we said five number summary means you need to find the minimum, the first quartiles, or we call it the first quartile, second quartile, third quartile, and the maximum. That's what we call the 5-number summary. And because you know already how to do it, all you need to do, you either just copy paste what we just did it before in the table above, or we can just click and you will see the answer would be the same. The first quartile again, it doesn't matter did we have an ordered pair or we don't have an ordered data set, but the answer would still be the same. All right, so we said, okay, we need to close parentheses. What? Okay, let me remove this. We said quartiles. Oh, I didn't put one. Okay, first quartile, comma one, close parentheses. Second quartiles, we do the same thing. Select the data set, comma two, close parentheses. Third quartiles, select the data set, three, close parentheses. Now, the maximum, again, we know maximum is you select all the data, okay, you close parentheses, and that's what gives you the maximum. So we need these 5 informations to construct, you need these 5 informations in order to construct the box plot. But also, if you want, you can verify if there is any outliers. For examples, you can find the interquartile range. Remember what's, let me put it here instead. Interquartile range. What it is exactly is the third quartiles minus the first quartiles. Q3 minus Q1 give you the interquartiles. Do you want to know if there is any outlier, lower limit? Lower limit says is Q1, sorry, you take the answer for Q1 minus 1.5 times IQR. And that's the answer, you know. Is there any data that's below negative 550? No, there is none, all right? So now let's try for the upper limit. Upper limit, okay, upper limit is, Q3, third quartiles, I mean, you put equal sign, third quartiles minus, plus, sorry, plus 1.5 times IQR. I mean, that's interquartile range. Hit. Now, is there any data that's fall above 1090? Yes, two data falls in above 1090. So what you can conclude here, there are two observations fall above the upper limit. There are, though, what are these two observations? 1500 and 2500 are outliers. Here you go. We find two outliers, and these two numbers weren't featured in our box plot. They will represent them by a stars. Now, okay, you know how to do all of this by hand. Manually, I can consider to do it manually, but there is another way you can just generate the descriptive statistics. What you need to do in this case, you need to go and select your data set. I would select my whole data set. I go in Insert. I believe I go in Data, right? Data. Look at upper right where it says data analysis. If you don't see data analysis, there is a different way you can see it. You can, if you don't have it in Excel already, you go in options and Excel. When you hit options, you would see addings. You need to go in addings, okay? And you verify if there is any adding, Excel addings, you do go. Okay, for now you see analysis toolpack is already there, so I don't need, it's already checked. But if you don't have these, the first to check, you can check them and you say okay, and you come back. That's how you're gonna find this descriptive statistic upper right. Now, after I select my data set, I hit data analysis. Now, I look for descriptive statistics is this one, because it gives you the descriptive statistics. And I said, okay, because input range, as you see, it's A1 to A26. Now, I need to say where do I want to put all my data. So what I can do, I can choose to do it in this sheet or put it in a different one. I said I'm gonna keep it in here. I'm gonna click right there for you to see it. I'm gonna leave it there. Then I said I need the summary. This is the only thing I check. I don't check anything else. And I said hit. I hit OK. So this is what we're gonna have so far for this data set. Remember, in this data set, you can see we have okay. I think we can put this into two decimal places also so you can see how that's worked. Two decimal places. You see the mean are the same. The standard deviation, of course, there are too many digits. I can remove it. I can put it only two also. Okay, you would see the standard deviation. Where is it? Standard deviation. No, that's not the standard deviation. Standard error, because standard deviation is right there. You see the standard deviation when you bring it to two decimal places, it will give you 538.89, the same. The variance is the same, except bringing it down to two decimal places as well, 39. And we have the minimum 39, the maximum 2,500. The number of data is odd, is 25. All right. You see the range is 2,461, the same, exactly the same. You see the mean, the median, and the mode. Okay, so the median is 200, the mode is 500. Now, what we can do with this data, we can also construct a box plot. I don't even need to use the 5-number summary to construct the box plot. All I have to do is to select the whole data set. I go in Insert and Graph, where I take the histogram here, and Box and Whisker. This is it. I don't need to do too much. And of course, the X represents the mean. You can remove it if you want. You'll see the horizontal axis. This is a box and whisker plot. That's all I can say in this one. So I can call it box plot. Okay. Now you see there are two data. Okay. We have two data. That's all above the upper limit, which is 1,500 and 2,500. They are outliers represented by a dot. So it could be bigger than that, but this is a box plot. I'm hoping this one help you a lot to construct this box plot. In a different video, we would cover another examples. Hopefully that's helped. We're gonna take less time in the next one. Take care. I'll see you in a different video.